Welcome back to part two. You notice I have my cup of tea in my hand because some of the things I'm hearing, I just have to sip some tea. You understand? This is information I've never heard before. So this really begs the question: are we really doing what we want to do in life? Are we really fulfilling the objectives that we have set for ourselves? And what aspects of the world are we truly being exposed to, or are we just blindly following the crowd? So as we come back to the discussions, we'll go back to Mr. Well, you know him, you love him, some of you are subscribe to him, Mr. Yannick, and follow through with the discussion on your relationship life and how has it been affected before, during, and maybe even after your OnlyFans career.
Um,
I like that.
it's basically the I'm the same me, but I have a new person in my life. I have a new girlfriend.
I was about to ask what happened to the old one.
What was that?
You can tell he exited that girl quick, like shit.
Like we just grew out of each other and like different paths. Yeah, that's about it. Like respectfully,
Like just like a understandable.
yeah, like it's not
This is
anything
something
bad
I've
to
never
him,
heard
so.
happen in St. Lucia before, but
Yeah, drama free, bro. Like, yeah, cause I'm a big drama already to society, to St. Lucia, right? I don't expect that in my relationship. You check it, I'm the calmest person. I am the most down to earth person. So I don't really want that in my relationship. So let people think or whatever they want to think. I people always ask me what is my sexuality or whatever. I don't think I owe anybody that. So in interviews or anybody that asks me and I don't know you, I just say I like what I like because I like you're not gonna get me in any way. You're not gonna have access to me. So what is the point of you asking me my sexuality? If I'm involved with you, then I'll tell you my sexuality. But if I have no point in being involved with you, why should I tell you? I never ask you. Are you bi, gay, whatever, da, da, da. Like that's just not your business. Let me just be your fantasy.
and I think that's what the industry is. It's a fantasy. It's an expectation that you be what they want you to be, so that they can fulfill their fantasies. And in doing so, whatever happens on the internet stays on the internet forever. And with you all now having new people in your lives, the expectation of maybe even a family, what is your response to one day your kids finding out that you are an adult entertainer? Or maybe their friends seeing you, or one of their parents see you and be like, "Oh, your dad does this?" Like, how would you deal with it, or how would you explain
Based on society, you know how it is for men. Like for men, it's always praise. Like, oh, your dad did this, your dad did that, or your dad was like a porn star, whatever. But I think it's a kind of different for me because I am a solo content creator. I don't have sex on my platform. That's not my platform for sex. You understand? It's just more me selling
Yourself.
myself to the world, or just be somewhat showing off because I know I have what people may want or whatever. So I'm just showing off. So it may come across as what gay, bi, queer, straight, or whatever. So I just need to have my children ready. Have these conversations at a reasonable age when they understand and be confident like me because I always exert confidence, right? So I would like my children to have that same energy and get ready for the world because honestly, people only pick on you when they sense
Weakness.
weakness, and when they see that you're ready. Like if you looking at me like this and you know you want to have a negative energy and you see like I'm waiting for you to ask that negative question and like, well, I'm too ready, you're not gonna ask.
That's true.
But if you see I'm always like, oh, but like, wait, don't ask me that, please don't, then you're gonna attack me full force. But I'm always ready for whatever question you may throw at me or whatever. So I don't get that. I want my children to be the same way. So I'm not afraid at all.
So you want to teach your kids internal peace, that when someone is coming at you, stand your ground. Because people only move according to if they smell fear or if they see fear. But if you know you don't have fear and you know you are aware of everything that's happening around, I always tell people you are in control. Don't think that you are not in control of life. You are in control. Every action has a consequence and a reaction. And how you react determines what happens to you next in relationships and friendships in life. So you guys pull out your content. You guys are adult content creators. You pull out your content. You know somebody's going to leak it. You know somebody's going to share it. But you also know this is publicity. This is what gets you more fans. This is what gets you more money. And at the end of the day, even though it gets you more controversy, the controversy is only on 238 square miles, but you still have a planet full.
Yeah,
It's true.
I really did say so much.
Like literally, my erotic side literally saved me in St. Lucia through COVID, point blank. If it wasn't for that, I literally, me and my family came to St. Lucia, like I stated, brought across purely just the fitness side. And I kept my erotic side digitally.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So I kept the erotic side digitally. But when COVID kicked in and the government set their understandable legislation to the country and restricted businesses from operating, meaning my gym, the money that I was getting in, the ECs I was getting from clients, that was gone. So there was weeks and weeks and weeks. And at that point in time, I was a citizen, but I didn't have any, like what was in the UK, government handouts or funding for my operation within that period of time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I had my daughter, I had my ex. So I was looked upon to be able to support these individuals in my life. And thankfully, I didn't stop my OnlyFans, and I didn't stop my opportunities for making money online digitally from that effect, where that actually started to boom within that period of time.
COVID.
Yeah, and it allowed me to safely and manageably support my family at the period of time.
That's very good.
Where others, like literally I know for a fact, and my ex would tell you, and anyone else who knows, we would not have survived in St. Lucia if I didn't have an OnlyFans. Like literally, there was nothing coming in. Like I had, like my rent was required, bills required. No one was any lenient. I had no leniency on me, and I know I was so thankful that God gave me a gift to understand business and understand digital and obviously have the body and so forth, which attracted the right clientele of fans, for them to start to really be at home and boom. And I was like, wow, and I maximized on this. I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to let COVID kill my family. No. And I worked even harder at that point.
Yeah.
And I saw the dollars come in, and I was like, wow. Imagine if I sat there and I listened to everyone else's, how they dictate society and whatever, and then next thing you know, I can't put bread in my daughter's mouth. Do you know what I mean? And where are these individuals there? Yeah. The same individuals who's out there shouting at like people, oh yeah, this guy's gay, don't go work for him or don't go and train with him. Where were those individuals when COVID time hit and persons needed help and support?
True.
I had to help myself, and I continue to help myself, and I show persons, and that's one thing I would love to heed back to not only my family and my friends, but people in my circle, that you have to think of you before you start thinking that you can help anyone else.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, if you can't help yourself and your family, then you're going to be at nothing. You're going to be nowhere. And through that, don't get me wrong, think about what you can wake up and feel comfortable with. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about, don't go out there and start robbing people or doing stuff which is illegal. Yeah, but try to think of something which you know you can do. Do you know what I mean? And comfortably and respectfully do within yourself and your environment.
Yeah, that's very true.
Bro, like you just said, like you're robbing and stuff like that. I remember somebody said to somebody else. Again, I always get information from somebody else when it comes to me. Like a guy said, he rather goes out there and rob, shoot, kill people than to do what I'm doing. I'm like, what? Like solutions are so dummy.
So
like what?
You rather take somebody's life, take somebody's bread, and take somebody's
then to make an honest living, right?
Than to sit in your home, make videos, put it up on a safe, secure platform
with
home. People who want that information. So you're providing it. You're not going out there in massy where I've seen people like crazy people, oh, no offense, but they're butt naked and walking down the street. You're doing it in a safe, controlled manner. Yep. The only reason these stuff leak out is because we've got haters. And the haters will only just showcasing the fact that we
Yeah,
know what we're
like
doing.
giving
We're
me
doing
more
something
money,
good.
giving me
I think a
more
lot of the
publicity.
logic that is in our society is not based on a person's interpretation of society, but what other people think, and then they go along with it. I've learned that a lot of people cannot think for themselves. They require a group to think for them and to operate for them. So if they see that that person is hating and they're part of that group, then they're going to hate too. They don't know what they're hating about. They don't know who they're hating,
Yeah.
but they're gonna hate because one
Yeah.
person is hating in the group, so
Yeah.
they all want to
Yeah,
support
yeah.
that one friend.
Yeah.
And even with that now, you were speaking about your family, you were speaking about
Yeah.
COVID,
Yeah.
and I like his explanation about his child, how he's going to explain. What about to your daughter now? If she one day, one of her friends sees
It's
you,
inevitable,
and
basically.
Yeah, of course. Let me tell you, right? Google is not Google is my best friend because Google's got more pictures of me than I have of me. Do you know what I mean? Literally, you go on Google today, type Tyson Brown, and literally it will come up there. I am on the top of Google, and I have kept that ranking for many years now. Google just owns me. And so yeah, like my daughter, her friends, everyone's gonna see what I'm about and what I do. Now, obviously, just like Yannick was saying, my job is to embrace my daughter and showcase the fact that who her dad is, but fundamentally understand the fact of what he does and why he does what he does.
He just needs to have an understanding that there's a difference between male and female in that
Yeah,
industry.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I definitely wouldn't perceive her because, like we talked about, it's a very male-dominated scenario and so forth.
And with that perspective, you like, I guess if children, daughters, sons, whatever,
Yeah,
as long as you come with the narrative or the energy of, all right, if you go this route, I will love you. If you go that route,
I love her regardless.
I will love you. They're gonna be open, so no matter the choice they make.
But this is it, and this is where I love with what's going on with us. It's like people are loving you, but yet their friends are contacting them saying don't love you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Allow the person to have their own choices. Why is everyone so trying to suffocate the island and other people to tell them, don't like Yannick, don't go onto his page, don't look what he's doing because he's. Do you know what I mean? If you like me and and everything I'm bringing forth to you is of good value, then take it. My sexuality doesn't determine my photography skills, doesn't determine my fitness values or what I do and what I represent. Or it's not going to determine basically how I talk to you and how we do conduct business. So with that said, why can't we just all move on past that process? And it's just because again, I honestly, I've always, especially being in this industry, I became almost like a lone ranger, like a hawk. I understand that I need to fly high. I'm not a bunch to pigeons. Like if you want to be a sheep and everyone wants to follow things, that's fine.
Yeah, and the same thing for me. I realized I was never meant to follow. I was meant to do my own thing, like my own light. Like wherever I go, I just impact people. So I'm just in my light and I'm enjoying it. So when people say, "Oh, what's wrong? He's doing it for money." Like, what did it go wrong? It's like, nah, it's not for money. It's just for the enjoyment of my soul.
Yeah.
Intrinsically, you know.
Live to the max. Honestly, seriously, life is so short. You're here 1 minute, you're gone the next, right?
You're here 1 minute,
Don't get me wrong, we might
you're
go
gone
to
today,
someone's
bro.
funeral and we cry and we weep, but then everyone moves on.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So don't get me wrong, like even with everything going on, I take it on board. People say what they say. I take criticism and but I give 0 F's on someone's opinion.
Yeah, like you know what really bothers me when people in my circle allow people to bother them and they kind of bring it to me.
Yeah. Why? You should be my barriers.
Yeah,
Why
like, why you
people
let-
coming to you? You should have stopped it at that point.
Yeah, don't let it bother you and you bring that bother to me. Like it's troubling you so much, you bring that energy to me. You have to face it on your own, or just don't be in my circle. Like you're not made to be with me. You understand? That's how I feel.
Because I think when we understand friendship, they always have the expression, my bullshit is your bullshit and your bullshit is my bullshit. No, that's not the case. Your bullshit is your bullshit. If somebody comes and tells you something about me, you can either have A, you come and tell me, B, shrug off, or C, just walk off. Because the honest truth that I'm going to give you, if you come and tell me some information that somebody else said to you, I will more likely tell you, dismiss yourself.
Yeah.
Just dismiss yourself. I don't care. That's not my business.
Yeah.
And I hate the standard that we always think that somebody's opinion is essential to our existence. It is not. And that's something, because if you look at social media is meant for women.
Yeah.
It is very apparent that social media is meant for women, soaps, stories, gossip, whatever. And then we know that the adult entertainment industry is made for men. Men are not going to thrive very much on social media like women, and women are not going to thrive in the adult entertainment industry like men. So we have to get to that understanding where